I tried to tell you, don't make me go back and find the clip, but I tried to tell you that probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, I said Lucas Glover is about to be Webb Simpson 2.0. He's a slightly marginal below average golfer, and then he finds a cheater putter, and now he's fucking Tiger Woods. We saw this like 2.5-year run by Webb where he did it with his cheater putter, and now we're seeing it with Lucas Glover. Called that shit, and fortunately enough for me, I keep playing this dumbass, so at least I'm getting some dividends on it. What's up, new guy? I'm the Degenerate75. I'm a PGA and soon-to-be NFL and college football content creator who is here to help you get a little bit better at playing DFS and sports betting, okay? I don't do it with picks because my picks, much like yours and everybody else's, fucking suck. I do it by teaching you a little bit about how to play the game. That sounds interesting. I encourage you to hang around for about the next 30 minutes. Yes, I do give away shit, and yes, I am not boring as fuck, right? You can call me stupid, but you sure as shit can't call me boring. If you just go watch those other shows, that's what I put them on to fall asleep every night. Important note coming. You see that schedule right there, you mother father? This fall. It is, look, in 2 weeks, it is football season. I know. Golf's going nowhere. The emergency stream will always be here. 7 o'clock every Wednesday. Lord's time zone, of course. That's never going anywhere. But look at that schedule. Every Monday and Thursday, I'm going to be doing a live stream at noon. So, fucking go get your lunch at work and come tune in. And we'll be breaking it on Monday night and Thursday night football every Monday and Thursday at noon. And then on Friday and Saturday night, I'm going to do a live stream for both college football and NFL, just like I do for PGA, with all the final information you need to know to get you prepared. And yes, I'll be giving shit away because that's what I do, because once again, we're not fucking pores. And you guys, you got to get into NFL best ball. I'm just going to keep telling you, it is getting here. We have the Rosetta Stone up for it, both for DraftKings and Underdog, not to mention all the articles. We are turning into not just the best PGA site in all of DFS, but soon to be the best NFL and college football site in all of DFS. Trust me. And not just DFS. With football, we are doing pick'ems, we are doing sports line betting, and we're doing best ball. We got it all, you motherfather. Hey, if we get to 100 likes tonight, I will be giving away a ticket into the big contest tomorrow that you will get to build with me. If we get to 150, I will do 2. That is the deal I will make with you. Let's see if we get there. But in the meantime, let's talk about the course today, right? Once again, played pretty easy. The weather just didn't come through like the projections were showing. And what is interesting is the course played noticeably easier in the morning. Last night around 10 o'clock on my Discord, I sent a thing out saying, hey, there looks like a nice 3 to 4 hour window in the morning where some guys could go out and go ham. And so what I did is I went and set a rule for all of my lineups that I picked about 5 or 6 guys going out early. And I set a rule that I wanted at least one of them, no more than 2 of them in my lineups. Fortunately, one of those guys I picked, or 2 of those guys I picked, were Sam Burns, who made a hole in one, and then Justin Rose, who just fucking nuked the course today, right? And so if you didn't have those guys, like if you had nobody that went out early, literally you had no chance at winning a GPP today, right? You've got to be willing to play guys going out early, especially if it looks like there could be decent conditions. And I think that is going to be super important when we remember what to do tomorrow, because everybody's going to fall in love with those fucking position points, and they're going to forget that all of those are offset by one guy going out and playing relatively well in the morning, okay? So this gives us a pretty good idea of what I think we're going to see tomorrow. I don't think you're going to necessarily not see any guys go off in the afternoon. What I am saying is there's going to be 3, 4, 5 guys tomorrow who fucking boat race. And if you don't have any access to them in your player pool, you will literally be dead before a single one of your guys have already teed off. You've got to understand the importance of these guys that nuke it, right? Like the very best rounds today, the very best round was Justin Rose. He went off early, right? And then after that, there was a lot of guys that played well both in the morning and the afternoon. But to completely write off the guys that go off early tomorrow because they can't get you no position points, you're being a fool. You are being a fool, okay? That is my big takeaway from today. And when we look at the weather in a minute, I think you're going to see they're going to roast this course tomorrow, right? The only thing I can think that might slow them down tomorrow is they probably are not going to be playing preferred lies. Live clean in place is what it's called. So that would be the only thing I think slows down scoring tomorrow. What's going to slow me down tomorrow is I'm going to TBC Summerlin. I'm playing TBC Summerlin tomorrow in Las Vegas. That's right. I am going to be playing for the first, it's definitely the most fanciest golf course I've played. Maybe some of you guys, maybe it's not fancy to you. I don't know. Fancy as shit to me. I'll be playing. So if I'm going to be in Las Vegas tomorrow playing golf, I don't know how much Showdown I'm going to be playing. That's the number one thing that's going to slow me down tomorrow. Number 2 is going to be these fucking contests, okay? Because here we are with the 100,000 that they love to do on a Sunday, and it's unplayable, right? legit, there will be, I'll just tell you this, 97% of people that max enter this tomorrow will lose money, right? Outside of finishing in the top 4 or 5, you are going to lose money on this. So I'm telling you, man, just stay the hell away from that. It is such a bad contest. Instead of throwing your 4 lineups in there, just go play in the $100 single entry, Bob. It's just so much better, man. Don't play in this contest. It is so bad. Okay. And if you are, if you know that you have a process that you can do this, well, you don't need to listen to me on contest selection. Okay. But for most of you, new guy, don't fucking play in it. The $5 tomorrow, man, if they would just make this 40,000, it'd be so much better. But now it's 28% up top. Gross. They didn't bump the 254 max up to 60K like they've been doing, so that's disappointing. So, like, what the hell to play in? Well, of course, my $10 18 max is always good. The $5 single entry, $33 single entry. You know how I feel about the $1 20 max. But, like, the $12 single entry, the $3 20 max, they're all okay. They're all good. Those are all good. But, like, if you want to play for big money tomorrow, I mean, I think your best bet might be, the signature hole's not too bad, I guess. 25% up top. But, like, the $100 single entry is probably your best entry. Like, if I'm playing $100 tomorrow, I play one lineup, I play a $100 single entry. But, of course, the one contest you should always fucking play in is mine. Go get in there. 500 spots, reduced rake, flat payout structure, and you get a chance to win extra prizes if you finish in the top 5. It's only at 90 of 500. You better get that bitch full. If that overlays, I will find every single one of you and send you a kick in the nutsagram. And for all of you that are ladies, I will find something that is similar to that, but for ladies, okay? A quick shout out to our winners from last week. Daywalker. Okay, he's a fucking vampire. Poophead. Wow, great names up there. Of course, LSU Nick, my brother flying the flag. I think, is that Steffi? Is that my girl, Steffi, right there? Harp73 and X-Striker. Congratulations to all of you guys, okay? Nick, yes, you finished in the top 5. We can build a ticket on me, just not this week, because I'm ready to go to Vegas and eat some food and play some golf and drink a bunch and throw some dice. Okay, let's talk about the weather. The weather tomorrow, I'm telling you, the morning, I think it's going to be the nuts, right? Guys going out early. If you don't have a rule built in your line, I don't give a shit where they start, because I think most of these guys are going to at least be partially motivated tomorrow, because the difference between, on a normal week, the difference between 70th place and 58th place is like $10,000, which is kind of chump change to a lot of these fuckers, right? But this week, with FedEx points being quadrupled, I think you're going to see guys probably trying a little bit harder than you normally do, right? So these ass clowns that are way, way, way down here, let's just go sort by score, right? These guys in dead fucking last. Straka, Wyndham Clark, Seamus Power, Alex Smalley, those guys very likely candidates to quit, right? But if they're ever going to try, they do get quadruple FedEx Cup points, and you definitely want to make the tour final, which is only the top 30. So every point really matters to a lot of these guys, right? Maybe not Wyndham Clark, because he's so safely inside the top 10. Sepp Straka is pretty high up there too, but factoring in those FedEx Cup points, which by the way will be on the Rosetta Stone tonight, I think is an important thing to do, because those guys that need all those points to try to get into the top 50 next week, to try to get into the top 30 in 2 weeks, I think are the kind of guys I want to target tomorrow morning. Because look at this weather. Upper 70s, low 80s, no wind until 11 o'clock. So if you have a guy, I assume, this once again, I never want to fucking assume with the PGA because they do a bunch of random shit, but I'm going to work under the assumption that the PGA will have them going off in 2s, maybe 3s, but I don't see any weather that they wouldn't put them off in 2s tomorrow. They put them off in 2s from about 7 o'clock till about 1 to 1:30, right? And if they do that, I think you definitely want to have at least one guy in every lineup that goes off early and not even fucking worry about position points, and just hope that you can go get that luck sack round like Justin Rose had, or get a luck sack hole-in-one from Sam Burns, or a birdie streak and, a bogey-free round or something like that, right? So the tomorrow morning looks like the nuts. And then right around noon, it looks like you have some winds pick up, but more than the winds picking up just a little bit, because it's not much, right? It's going to get up to maybe 13 miles an hour, but those winds didn't deliver today like they said they would, so fuck the winds. Here's what I'm saying. The course will now be 2 days removed from rain, and when it gets up to a little bit of a breeze and 93 degrees, I think you're going to see two things. I think you're going to see Lucas Glover's ass sweat, which was just out of control. That guy must have been chafing his balls off. And the second thing I think you're going to see is the course is going to get a little firmer, right? You're not going to see as many darts thrown in the afternoon as you do in the morning. So I really like guys going out early to mid-morning where they can really go attack and close that distance, right? Because what do we know about round 4? Everybody overemphasizes position points. And here's what I'll tell you with these position points tomorrow, right? If you go look, the difference between the guys in 6th place, right? Which gets you, I think 6th place gets you something like 8 points. Maybe 5 points, right? It gets you a lot of position points, right? The difference between 6th and, let's just go down here and say, and 42nd place is 6 strokes. Between 38th place is only 5 strokes. So if any of these guys down here in this T38, T32 range just go shoot a ceiling type round, they will likely backdoor a top 10, maybe a top 15 at worst, and get you all those points for all the birdies they scored, right? So you cannot fall in love with those points tomorrow. I'm telling you, you're going to want guys who are charging, who are moving up the leaderboard. Do not think that you need 4 or 5 guys from the top 10. I think that's a stupid fucking build, especially when you're going to have the nuts conditions early, right? So those guys going out at 7, 8, 9 a.m., give them all to me, right? Because this course is only going to dry out and get crustier as the day goes on, and we have proof today of what this course does. When all things are equal, the weather was relatively equal all day, you saw almost 3/4 of a stroke difference between the waves today, okay? So something worth noting. So that is the weather. That's how I'm going to play it. I think they're going to get after this course tomorrow. The only thing this course will really have to protect tomorrow will be maybe if it gets a little firm and fast in the afternoon and some tricky pin placements. Outside of that, I think they get it. I think the winning score is probably going to be around -18. I think they're going to continue to get after this course, okay? So let's go look at some stats. But of course, before we do, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and tell a friend. You can't help but notice the big guy, almost to 4,000 subscribers. It's because of people like you always being here, dropping the likes, doing all those things, telling friends. We're growing organically. I appreciate every single one of you. Look at that. I got a new fucking video up. Welcome to DGen75. So thank all of you guys for doing it. With all those live streams coming in the fall, you're going to want those notifications on. All right, let's get to it. I think the first thing we want to look at is what do we do up top? I think it's always nice to have the winner. And in my opinion, there's really only 5 guys who can go win this tournament tomorrow. And that's basically Spieth up. I think Viktor Hovland trying to close 5 strokes. I don't see Lucas Glover melting down tomorrow. I really don't. And if he does, I don't see him and Taylor Moore and Fleetwood all melting down, right? And with those guys starting 3, 4, 5 strokes ahead of Hovland in that next group, I think that it's something around the order of 90 to 95% one of these top 5 guys here will win. So I think it is important to probably have one of those guys because with these top guys all within 3 strokes, somebody's most likely going to go win this tournament, right? I highly doubt somebody just holds on. Someone is going to go win this tournament. So if they're going to go win this tournament, that means they're making lots of birdies. Plus, they will be getting those 13 bonus points if they do get the win. So I think it's awfully ballsy, especially if you're building a player pool of, let's say you're doing 20 or 25 lineups or 50 or 100 or 150, to not have access to any of these top 5 guys, I think maybe a fool's errand, right? If you're doing a single entry and you want to say fucking YOLO and not play any of them, that I can respect. But if you're building a player pool and you're doing 20 lineups or more, I think you have to have at least 1, 2, or 3 of these guys in your player pool and mix and match them, right? From there, once you get to the 6th place range, I'm telling you, you got to notice that two-shot drop from 4th to 6th. And what I see is basically from these -9 guys all the way to these -6 guys, they're all within 3 strokes, and these guys could all easily backdoor top 10s tomorrow, which is where almost all the position points hide are in those top 8, 9 positions. So if you can get those guys to have those ceiling type rounds and backdoor you those points, that's where it's at. So this is a great little range to target. You're going to get all these guys at discounted ownership in this 12, 16, T23 range. And they have all the upside of these guys that are right here. And they're going to be a third of the ownership. And just looking, they're going to be noticeably cheaper than guys like Hovland, Cantlay, Rory, Kim. Those guys are all going to be expensive and high owned. So I'm telling you, don't be afraid to go, play a Cam Davis or a Siwoo Kim or a Benny Yan or a Steven Yeager or a Justin Rose, guys like that. Maybe not Justin Rose, right? I just don't love what round he's coming off of. As far as the guys down here at the bottom, I mean, really, everybody +2 or better, I think is very live to make a run tomorrow. From Jason Day up, I'm a little leery of Kuchar, Alex Smalley. He just seems fucking broken. Seamus, Wyndham, Sepp. I feel like those guys will all likely to quit, right? But from Day up, I'm really open to playing almost any of those guys, right? Even in a single entry. Now, if I'm playing the big $20 main because I'm a fucking moron, well, then I am literally open to anybody. Sepp, Wyndham, anybody can go nuke tomorrow. Just like everybody's like, Justin Rose screwed my lineups over. Okay, how you feeling about those comments now that he's had 2 nuke days in a row? Yeah, that's right. There's no cut events. Literally every single one of your lineups is dead, and every single one of them is live until the last guy has putted on the 72nd hole, okay? So, from there, that's the first thing I'm looking at is that cutoff. The second thing I'm looking at is the leaders. The next thing I always look at is who are some guys that I am willing to play. I am a little leery of playing Justin Rose off of a nuclear round, but outside of him, no one really went true nuke today, right? Viktor Hovland kind of went nuke for a bit, but then decided, hey, why don't I just hit it in the water on 18? Yeah? What do you think, guy in the back? Okay, he agrees. He's already chained up. He's in a bad mood. I chained him up a day early. From there, who are those guys that just had terrible rounds today? They can never do good. Or they could. Some of those guys, Dietrich, right? I was never chasing that Dietrich around. I was like, please don't do that. Mackenzie Hughes. All right. Some guys, like, a lot of these guys played bad today. Roo bad. Lee Hodges. Roo bad. Okay. Matthew Fitzpatrick. Scotty Scheffler. My God, he's bad. Oh, he got a new putter. It's fixed. No, it's not, Bob. That guy is broken. He's got the yips. Who else do we have here? These just some or they could guys. Ropat Harris English. I actually saw a funny TikTok today about I wear a Ropat. Okay, Xander Schauffele is going to fucking boat race tomorrow. You watch it. There's just no way he can continue to be that bad at everything except approach. Yeah, not a lot of great or they could guys tomorrow. Vince Norman. Wow. Okay. So, the next thing I like to look at always ball striking. Anybody really ball strike today? Dude, when Dumpy Bo's ball striking, I always play him. Always play him. And Dumpy Bo can go hot 2 days in a row, okay? Well, he's technically always hot, but that's mainly because of his dumpy frame. Sam Burns, yeah, I mean, you got to remember that a lot of that approach was he picked up 2 on 11, so he still had a good day, just not as good. We already said Vince Norman. Who else? I mean, Scotty Scheffler. I don't know. I don't know what that guy's going to do tomorrow, but, man, he's going to be hard to pass up. Samathan Ryder, every time I'll say it every day. I know I keep making you lose money on this fucking bum, but anytime his approach is on, I play him. That's the rule. That's the rule, Bob. Davis Riley, he gets weirdly hot. That guy's such a fucking enigma. Nick Taylor, when Nick Taylor's ball striking, I play him. I just have guys like that, right? Jordan Spieth, like, he's honestly, God, he kind of seems like he could win this thing, which is so weird to say. All right, from there, was anybody really good at approach today? Man, Victor Hovland, he played so good. And the weird thing is he killed himself off the tee there on 18, but otherwise he's a tremendous off the tee player. I don't mind going. Look, Victor Hovland coming off a nuke round, I don't care. It's Victor Hovland. He can go 2-3 nuke rounds in a row. That shit don't bother me. I already told you about Xander, Dumpy Bo. All right, Brendan Todd, what do I tell you? When the Trolls approach is on, when the Trolls hit the irons, you play him. That's my basic rule. Keegan Bradley looks like he's getting some shit figured out. He could be a little sneaky candidate right there in that perfect little -5 range. Who else? Taylor Moore. I mean, I'll tell you what. I think Taylor Moore's a fucking winner. And when he's in contention, he ain't afraid to go win a tournament, right? I think he will probably be the least owned of all those guys up top just because people think that he's not as good as those guys. But I'm telling you, Taylor Moore's a winner. And that might just be that Oklahoma bias talking, but I don't give a shit. All right, from there, was anybody really bad off the tee but were otherwise good? My God, Mackenzie Hughes, were you just aiming for the water? Jesus. Okay, who else? We already talked about Victor. Keegan, already talked about him. Brendan Todd, already talked about him. Davis Riley, already talked about him. Kurt Kitayama. Kurt Kitayama is typically a really good off-the-tee player, so when I see him with approach on, I think Kurt Kitayama's a great little bounce-back candidate that nobody will be on tomorrow, okay? Lastly, let's look at around the green, see if anybody dicked themselves around the green but were otherwise good. Arrowhead. No one's going to play Arrowhead tomorrow. Sneaky candidate. Sneaky's, I mean, that's sneaky. That's like 3% owned sneaky. Siwoo. I mean, Siwoo's like right there, just kind of doing everything average. He just seems like he's due for one of those nuke rounds. I see you, Siwoo. I like that name. Thomas Dietrich. You could never play him tomorrow. Or you could. All right, there you go. That is a breakdown of the stats. Let's go look at some really good round 4 scores and wait, we're still not to 100 likes? 140 people in here and still not to 100 likes? What the hell is wrong with you guys? Do you not like free shit? What is wrong with you? Hey, go check out my site, DGen75.com. Yes, it says PGA. Yes, it says NFL. And yes, it says college football because we do them all. We do it all without picks. We give you all the best tools and the best community that you will ever find. I know you know me as the PGA guy, but I can promise you my NFL and college football will be just as try-hard, just as sweaty, and just as dedicated as ever, right? And let me promise you, we have the best customer service out there because we value every single one of you motherfathers. Unless you're a prick, then we don't, because we're also in that magical space where we're big enough to not give a fuck about pricks. Also, don't forget all my winners. That is every week. We're posting that. Is insane how much fortune all those people flying the flags are having. It's incredible. Up well over $1 million the last 2 weeks just in people flying the flags. And of course, I have the best tool in all of PGA DFS called the Rosetta Stone. We do it for round 3, round 4, Showdown. Of course, we do it for week long, and soon college football and NFL. We have everything you need, broseph. All right, those good round 4 scores are Sam Burns, Denny McCarthy, you loser piece of shit, Nick Taylor, and Sepp Straka. Sepp Straka, and he's in T69. Nice. Editor, I see 101 likes, not to be confused with the Dalmatians. Let's go ahead and give away a ticket. If we get to 150 likes before the time I sign off, which will probably be around 5:30, I will do another one. This is brought to you by Not a Poor. That's me, because I'm not a fucking poor. And the winner is Bryant. Bryant, just a street Nedman named Bryant. There it is. All right, let's do it. We are going to questions. If you ask me who I'm playing, I'm fucking booting your ass, all right? Look, it's Rose. I thought he was mad at me. I guess he ain't too mad. He's back in here. All right, let's see. Get into the chat. I'm going to Vegas tomorrow. I'm excited. I bet this will be my 39th trip to Vegas. And I texted the group chat earlier and said, this is probably the most excited I've been to go to Vegas since like my third trip, right? When you've been literally dozens of times, the novelty wears off. You're like, oh yeah, that'll be okay. But this time I'm like fucking little kid giddy to go to Vegas, right? I'll wake up in the morning and be like, let's go to Vegas, like a kid on Christmas, right? Which is probably a good sign because I'm pretty sure I got to wake up at like 4:30 tomorrow to catch my fucking flight. We have a tea time at TPC Summerlin. No big deal. It's no big deal, okay? Let's see. Rose said, no chance or giving up. Right back in it. Hey, for all of you guys that were over, the Thursday overreactions on a no-cut event is laughable, D-Rock. All those people are like, man, my lineup's a dick and I'm not getting Rose. He had 6 birdies yesterday. He had 9 birdies today and a bogey-free round. Now it's like if he just has one more good round tomorrow, he'll almost be a nuts play because even if he finishes T21, he'll be so far up on the scoring that like you're going to need him to win contest this week. So shut up, people. Chill the fuck out. That's like those people that are like, oh, man, he just started 3 under through 4. All my showdown lineups are dead. Why? Because Lucas Glover luck-sacked a couple birdies on his first 4 holes today. Your lineups are dead? Shut up. God, he didn't do shit the rest of the round. All right. Will Hideki ever not break down in a golf tournament? Dude, this is why I am always so reluctant. If you ever notice on the Rosetta Stone, very, very rarely is Hideki Matsuyama ever color-coded to high upside because even when he gets off the nuclear starts, that guy can never finish. Never forget that me and my dude Cody, we got 3rd place in the main contest and split $25,000 earlier this year at the Players, and that was with Hideki -7 through his first 11 holes, and I think he played the last 7 holes at +2 over. If he just plays decent coming home, we win the whole 100,000, right? So like Hideki can never finish off good rounds, right? Hindley used to be the same way. Every time he starts hot, he could just never finish a round. All right, I'm top 3 and kicking the nut. Should I still feel unsafe? Oh, absolutely. You're the top 3. You're not. It doesn't mean anything, bro. With everybody having 6 of 6s and so many guys that are going to go low tomorrow, I'd encourage you to go look at cut sweats. They'll tell you everything you need to know, but you'll be disappointed in what you see. Once again, the guy who is going to win the main GPP tomorrow probably isn't even in the top 200 right now. That'd be my guess. I hope there's a huge weather edge so my -5, -6 donkeys can shoot the course record. I like the guys going out earlier tomorrow, man. You're going to have some lineups that you think are dead, and they're going to be way more live than you realize simply just because some guys are going to go get it tomorrow morning. They going to go get it, Bob. Remember when everyone hated Rose? I do, Nick. I'm fading the top 2. The way to go tomorrow? Yeah, I think those 2 are close enough that I would imagine both of them are going to be right in that 35 to 40% owned. And you could just play Homa, Spieth, and Fleetwood firing at pins are probably much better golfers than those top 2. So I think that's very viable, Jesse. Okay, but I will say this. I also think that Glover and Moore, I don't think they melt down, right? They may be not able to hold off these 3 guys charging at them, but I don't think you're going to get like +3 rounds from them either. Did you hit the light guy in the back? Nope, he's chained up. He cannot hit it actually right now. It's very sad. Very, very sad. Would you care at all to talk about FedEx points narratives? Yes, I already talked about it. Not a jumper because you may hook. Let's see. I think that almost everybody that's not already automatically in the top 30. So like Wyndham Clark, Sepp Straka, I'm pretty sure they're both like right in the top 10 and they're almost assured to make the finals. But guys like Seamus Power, Smalley, Kuchar, Fitz, Hubbard, Day, Fowler, I think, well, maybe not Fowler, but those other guys that I said, I think they're going to grind because they need every fucking point they can get, Bob. Playing Hatton reaching too far back? No, I don't think so. I mean, I don't know if I would play a lineup with like Hatton, Fowler, and Hubbard, right? That might be too much. But if you want your one early morning punt to be Hatton, I love it, actually. I think that's a really good play, Christian. Will Smalley get nuclear in the morning? I mean, the guy's not playing that bad. He just fucking sucks, right? He's allergic to making 8-foot birdies. So I don't mind Smalley, but man, I'm getting tired of playing him in Showdown and being kicked in the dick. Because, I told you I played those 5 guys earlier today. Fortunately, one was Burns, one was Rose, but one was fucking Alex Smalley. All right, moving on. Nick, thank you for the super chat. Does Glover go back to back? I have a feeling Fleetwood's time. Yeah, man. If Fleetwood it does feel like a Fleetwood week, Nick. And weirdly enough, if you made me pick, I would be between Fleetwood or Spieth wins this, which is so weird to say. I think Spieth might win, because I'm always like, oh man, he's let it go. But 2 days in a row, I'm like, this guy sucks, and then he just saves the round and gets it together, and he is burning every edge on his putts. And when Spieth is a tee to green monster, let's face it, the guy always has strokes game magic beans. We know this, Nick. So I don't think Glover goes back to back. I don't. I think he finishes second tomorrow. How does your total ownership change on Showdown compared to kicking the nuts if all? That's a great question. I would say my Showdown lineups probably have a higher cumulative ownership. Here's what I do. I tend to play more chalk at Showdown, but I also tend to play just more nasty fucking punts, right? So, like, a good example is today, like, I played Patrick Cantlay. I really liked him. I knew he was going to be chalky, but I did not give a shit, right? Tommy Fleetwood, I knew he'd be chalky. I still liked him, so I played him, right? But then I also go play some guys that are legit 1%, 2%, 3% owned, right? I'm pretty sure I got Justin Rose at like 4% ownership in the 254 max, or is it the $100 single entry? So you'll notice that my ownership, my cumulative ownership is probably higher in Showdown, but maybe my product ownership, oddly enough, is even lower because I play more wild punts at Showdown than I do at Kicking the Nuts. Monday Dynamo feels like no one mentioned Siwoo all week. Maybe under the radar. Yeah, I think Siwoo's sneaky tomorrow. He's just right there in perfect lurking position. He's kind of just like been average all 3 days, slightly above average. I think he's a great nuke candidate tomorrow, Dynamo. Yo, big guy, who should we add some weight to, guys 40 through 70? I don't mind that narrative. Guys that just are going to say, fuck it and go fire at every pen. I don't mind it, Mike. I really don't, right? Especially those guys, if they're in that like 46, 50, 38 range, somewhere in there, where they need to really jump up, right? I think that's a real thing. Fun track. Driver goes 500 yards. At TPC Summerlin, good, because I'm usually 240 and crooked, so 500 straight sounds great. I'm still shocked that Nick never got the invite. Shake my head. Nick's coming out in October. If you guys don't know, I'm doing a trip in October 12th through the 16th called the Big Guy Meetup #2, and you just come out there and hang out in Vegas with me. That's what we're going to be doing. Already got like 6 people committed. Literally, there's no number because anybody can show up. I'll post my itinerary. You come hang out with me as little as you want or as much as you want. I don't give a shit. I'm just going to warn you. I'm going to be watching a lot of football. I'm going to be drinking a lot of beer, eating a lot of food, and talking a lot of shit. So if those sound fun, come hang out. Which lock doesn't make the top 50? Which lock doesn't make the top 50? I don't, in the FedEx Cup, I don't have the standings memorized, Mike, so I don't really want to go look that up, to be honest with you. 111 likes. I don't think we're going to get to 150. I do appreciate 134 of you sweaty tryhards being in here. I have a plus 8,000 ticket on Glover. Thoughts about cashing it and letting it ride? He's throwing darts. I mean, dude, Glover that's a really good number to have him at 80 to 1, right? I mean, if they offered me 20 to 1, I'd probably take it. Nah, I would want 40 to 1. I'd say I'd probably take 30 to 1. I'd probably take 30 to 1. Or you could do this. Just go put $100 on Homa, Spieth, Fleetwood, and more tomorrow. Give yourself a little hedge equity, and because I think those are the only 4 that could legitimately catch him, right? So there's also, you could always do it that way. I mean, I guess Hovland probably could. But I just don't. I mean, that's a lot. He'd have to really fucking backtrack. And if he backtracks, what's the chances that those other 4 guys all backtrack too? I just don't see it. It's rake free. No, it's minimum rake. It's a reduced rake instead of the full 16%. It's lower than that, Rand Dazzler. They only do the rake free for special times occasionally. I'm getting parched over here. Punch the ovaries, Ron Burgundy. I like it. How many birdies is the big guy going to roll in tomorrow? I don't know much about the course, but I'll tell you this right now. I'm going to be playing aggressive as shit. I've already given up on wondering, like, I want to shoot an 85 at TPC Summerlin. Fuck that. My goal is 2 birdies. That's all. Every pin I'm firing, right? Should I go for it in 2 or lay up? I'm fucking going for it. Every time. I will shoot 117 tomorrow, but I will make 2 birdies. I'm firing at every pin. Aggressive as shit. Hey, you should probably hit your 9-iron here and just get on the front of the green. It's a lot safer to be short than long. 8-iron right at the flag, you motherfather. Every time. How do the likes never equal the number of people on the stream? You'd be surprised how many people hate watch me, dude. Like, some people are like they want to pretend like they hate me, but they watch every fucking second of every one of my shows and they refuse to give them a like. Matter of fact, I love those guys. I know you're here. I'll win you over eventually, you fucking weirdos that sit there and hate watch me. I'm currently on a month golf premium. How can I change over everything? Yeah, very easy 8 game. Just reach out to the editor. If it just currently renewed, we'll just refund it and get you on the all access one so you can have football and golf. And if not, we'll just get you switched over to the all access as soon as that golf is about to renew, right? So just reach out to the editor at TheDegenEditor on Twitter. Or if you're already on the Discord, just send him a DM. He'll take care of you. Favorite golf course in Oklahoma? Very simple. Lincoln. Right? It's the very first course I ever played, right? It's not the prettiest course, but you know what? It took my virginity, so it means a lot to me, all right? Let's see. TPC Summerlin, let's go. All right, Cam Davis sweating his round tomorrow, setting 48th. Yeah, Cam Davis needs a round tomorrow, right? And Cam Davis is a guy that usually, I think we just saw, isn't he one of the guys I had highlighted as really good at? Nope. You'll have to look at the stone, you motherfather. But I think he's pretty good round 4 score, too. Will Lucas Glover wear black pants tomorrow? Yeah, I don't want to see any more Lucas Glover ass sweat. Big guy, I'm starting to think you can see the future. How did you nail Rose today? Can you see the future? Yeah, so if you go look at the stone from today, I'm pretty sure he was an A- at scoring. His true approach was off the charts. His good approach percentage was all there, and he was coming off of a round where he played well, but he didn't knock the dick off of the round. And so I was like, I got to get some Justin Rose in there. Then when I saw he was one of the very first tee times going out, and there was a really nice 3 to 4 hour window in the morning where those guys were going to be on the course, he just checked every box for me. So that's why he ended up getting into my player pool. Even though I'm highly exposed to him at week long, I didn't give a shit. I thought he was a nuts play today, so I made sure to get him in there. I believe I played him in 24% of my lineups, which was something like 5 or 6 leverage on the field. That's all it is, man. I've just been doing it long enough to know who's a good play, and I get him in there. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong, but more often than not, it pays dividends. Out of the guys that are at the bottom of the leaderboard, who do you think will have some pride and play well tomorrow? I think a guy like Ricky Fowler is a guy who could play well tomorrow. Jason Day could play well tomorrow. Sam Burns, Hayden Buckley. I'm not afraid to play those guys. I think that they have enough to play for, right? Brandon Wu is another guy that, I think they have something to play for. Mackenzie Hughes kind of feels like a guy that's going to bitch quit. Not going to lie. Sepp Straka seems like a guy that's going to bitch quit, right? And we know, right? If this were lunch, we wouldn't have to worry about Sepp bitch quitting, right? But this ain't lunch. This is a round of golf. Weather Edge today got lots of green. Love to hear it, Sean. Love when Sean wins. Old Sean McPositive. That's what we call him. Does Scotty have trouble seeing? He needs to come out. No, he just has fucking the yips, bro. Yeah, I do like the idea of the Wild Thing specs from Major League. I do like that. Let's see. Going low. Taylor Moore going to take it? I hope so. I love Taylor Moore. He's one of my favorite players. Rom saying screw it, or is he going to grind tomorrow? That's a great question. Let's go look at Jonathan. Yeah, I think he backdoors probably like a top 20. I don't think he goes nuke, but I bet he shoots a -3 or -4 tomorrow. Does anyone miss the thing about away tomorrow in the water on 18? Does anyone piss things away tomorrow in the water on 18? That's a great question. It's really not that hard to avoid if you just don't want to be aggressive. So I don't know. Jordan Spieth ain't afraid to get in some water. I'll say that. Let's see. Did you just try to mush Spieth? Can't be done. He's a legend, and he's gonna win tomorrow. There you go. Now I mushed him, Jake. Deal with it. What's your go-to beverage on the course? What a great question. Because you can't really drink ranch water on the course. Those girls aren't capable of making it, nor do they have the Topo Chicos with them. Probably just some low-carb beer. Good old Michelob Ultra. Give me a Michelob Ultra, boy. I'll take one of them right there and go drink one of them. Yeah, just a easy light beer, right? No heavy beer, right? I'm already sweating my dick off out there. I'm making fun of Lucas Glover. I'll have just as much ass sweat. Moving on. I'm staying at the same hotel as Tigala and Tom Kim. Keegan, should I pull the fire alarm tonight? Oh, I like that, Jack. That's a really good strategy. You might go to jail for it, but you know what? If it wins you $25, who cares? Let's see. Go Pokes. Max Homa wins. I don't know about that. Did you see they're going off 1 and tees tomorrow in pairs of 2? I didn't Higabanu, but thank you for saying that. That only reinforces the idea that I definitely want some guys going out. Every single one of my lineups will have 1 to 2 guys going out, probably in the first 10 groups. I think there's just going to be some nuts conditions out there tomorrow. And to not play any of those guys, that'd be like not being open to playing Justin Rose today. You were dead before you even knew the race started, you mother fathers. All right, couple more questions. It doesn't look like we're going to get to 150 likes. Scotty going to backdoor a top 10, isn't he? Yeah, it feels that way for sure. He can't keep putting that back, can he? Bryant, once again, reach out to me. I kind of would like to save that ticket, Bryant, if we could. Let's see. Who will be the lowest owned 10K player tomorrow? Rom, probably. Yeah, Rom almost assuredly. Any top salary guys going to tank because they're already in the next week? Wyndham Clark. He strikes me as a candidate that don't give a shit tomorrow. I think he's in the, upper to mid 8Ks, right? Tommy Ladd finally putting it on a Sunday. I kind of like the Tommy Ladd narrative. I really do. He's playing really well, and he still hasn't had that nuke round yet. It does make sense. Lukey gloves, no gloves. Rye steal. That's it. That's a really good theory. Lukey got his gloves stolen by old Aaron Rye. Aaron Rye talks about how he grew up poor, so every time he sees a glove sitting around, he's going to steal it. Moving on. I'm winning kicking the nuts. Am I screwed? Absolutely. I'm not picking anybody to win. Going off in pairs, 7 a.m. Thank you, Nicholas. What do you think about playing? Yep, I like playing those guys that have the narrative tomorrow. I really do. Those guys in that 50 to 70 range, they're going to say fuck it tomorrow. I think that's a real thing. We will be having their FedEx Cup standing rankings on the thing tomorrow. So on the stone for tomorrow, right? Is Fitz a mess? Yeah, I really think he is. I want to play Fitz, but I honestly think he's just kind of doing like the I'm broken. Whatever, you fucking nerd. Do you like playing tickets or just tournaments? Do you like playing for tickets? No, I always like playing some tickets. I just I typically only chase satellite tickets whenever I see an overlay. I don't just play in them to play in them, right? Tom Kim nuke potential? Absolutely. Tom Kim's just been like tickling the cup these last 2 days, and nothing's been going in. He strikes me as a guy that's going to play well tomorrow. And he's donkey chalk. And what do we know about donkey chalk? The donkey dicks always get there. I can't wait to hit one with the big guy. Let's go, Chris. Coming to the big guy retreat. Which DFS do you like better, golf or football? Golf, and it's not even close. I love golf with all my heart. I just love PGA DFS. I literally just every day think, how long till I get to play again? That's all I just fucking love it. I like football. I love PGA, you motherfather. Let's see. It's just such a bigger edge, man. Just such a bigger edge. What are the odds that if we bet on a top 5 big guy T5 at TPC? I mean, I like it, especially if the top 5 is around a 110. I think I'm feeling optimistic. I can get in at 110. Really figured something out with the tee and off the tee, and it's just swing as hard as I fucking can. That's the key, right? Don't try to aim it, just fucking rip. It's just like when I bowl. When I try to aim my bowling ball, nothing goes well. When I just fucking rip back and let loose, unbelievable bowler. All right, same thing with pool. Maybe that's just the strategy to everything in my life. Just go as fucking hard as I can. I just signed up. Am I an automatic winner now? Well, you're a winner in life, Shannon Lambert. All right, moving on. I think I need the flag to win. Where do I get a pick of that on my DK profile? Well, if you're on the Discord, we actually have a thing called logo and schedule. Get it there. If you're not, simply reach out to @TheDegenEditor or support _ Degen75 on Twitter. We now have a help site, on Twitter too, so they can get you that logo if you're not already a member. Who's on your mind to pull a low 60 tomorrow? I don't know. I don't do that shit. Eric Cole, figure it out there. Well, let's go look at old Eric Cole. Last thing we're looking at, you mother fathers, because I gotta go get drunk. I haven't drank in a long time, nor have I had a carb. Wait, what am I looking at? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. All right, yeah, wow, he really did figure it out there at the end, didn't he, Bob? Let's see, did he luck sack it? No, I mean, that was a lot of approach. Yeah. I mean, hey, Eric Cole on a Sunday, you ain't going to sell me. Hey, Rose, glad to see you back. Let's see, everybody, appreciate you being here. It's been real. No course breakdown on Monday. I'm going to be in Vegas, and I don't want to fucking think about it, but you best believe the big guy will be back for Wednesday for the live stream, 7 o'clock. Lord's time zone as always. We'll see you then. I got to go make the stone, get my projections out, get my ownership out, because you can't call yourself the leader of the tryhards if you're not doing that. I hope you've enjoyed the show. I hope to see you Wednesday. I'll see you soon. Enjoy this outro.